Freelance journalist Nick Moore joining us now. He had an article entitled "BuzzFeed is Racist." How you doing, Nick?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Well, I guess I should, give you an idea of how bad this is. This whole interview thing, me being a guest here right now, you can just hang up because I'm white and my opinion doesn't matter. Just hang up.
The funny thing is, I love the general format of BuzzFeed. It was one of the, the early websites that offered content like this, and they would do a great job, but they're so crazy biased. Give me your proof that what you've discovered about them being racist.
Okay, so back in October 2014, they put out a memo saying, yeah, we're not going to, hire white people as much, and we're going to divert to, people of color and, minorities. And that in itself is fine. I mean, I can understand why they want to, push up their diversity numbers. But where it gets bad is when you have people like Justin Ling saying, hey, I, put all the white people that send me pitches into spam, and people like Jenna Yame, she's the editor at large over at BuzzFeed Oz. She just, whenever someone, is an article writer and they're a white person, she's like, nope, I'm not going to even read that. And to me, that's a problem. To me, that crosses a line between, where it becomes intolerant. You get what I mean?
No, absolutely. And, we lampoon a lot of this stuff because it's the only way we deal with it, Nick. I mean, we mock all this stuff. But really, when it boils down to it, think about how sad it is. These are people that are pushing the narrative of equality and diversity and inclusion and all of this stuff from at least a good starting point of, hey, man, don't treat people poorly. Let's get along, be a good person, stuff like this. Don't look at race as some determining factor based, on intelligence or whether you're a good person. And that's all great. But these individuals, Nick, are so troubled. They're so broken inside that they can't look at somebody that is white, for example, like you said, and even read their tweets. They're that hurt. Their lives are hell.
Yeah. And they justify it as a social thing. They say, no, this is not racist. This is just, uncomfortable. That's how far it is. They are actively denying the racism against white people.
They honestly don't believe, Nick, that that's racism. I've debated this. This is one of those ones where I'm like, guys, you've got to answer this. How can you keep doing this stuff? It's racist, it's racist, it's racist. And when you do get an answer, the best they can come up with is it's not racism because it's against white people, and somehow they justify it that. There's a lot of different reasons, but that's that they justify it, but that's the overall reason.
It's as simple as, this is what I do whenever I talk about it. If you can switch white with black and all of a sudden it becomes so controversial of a statement, then there's a problem. Then there's something that needs to be discussed in terms of the context and the situational circumstances of people's statements.
Now,
because, saying white people in itself is fine. You use it as a describing word. Black people, white people, Asian people, that's within the limits. But then you have that boundary itself where you start making jokes and, you start pushing the limitations. That's a here or there thing. But then there's crossing the boundary. Then there's taking actions based on skin color and, making life choices based on that have real implications to it.
Now, you, as part of your article, went through and offered a bunch of social media posts from employees or people who work with or for BuzzFeed, and there's a bunch of examples you give. Chris has some of them right here.
Yeah, I got one that says, Joe says, kill a straight white man on your way to work tomorrow. That seems kind of too crazy.
Hang on a second. Let me say, I don't know the context. And you'd say, well, Doc, that's never appropriate. No, unless he's being satirical for some other reason, to show how ridiculous it is, or as a joke. That could be a pretty funny joke, depending upon the scenario. And I'm okay with that. As long as, Nick, they would offer me the same benefit, because we do a lot of satire, and they normally don't offer us that same benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, and that's where part of the unfairness is. I mean, white people have it rough in terms of the joke department.
Yeah, it's difficult to joke.
So give me this one, Doc. What do you think? Hattie says, I'm having such a I hate white people week.
Okay. You know what? I get that. I'm assuming she's being a little jokey with it. But even if she is being mainly serious, it's like me going, I'm just done with everybody at work this week, that type of thing, or whatever. But if you are somebody who grew up and felt that whites at times, it was adversarial, your relationship with them, I'm even cool with that. Good for you.
Okay.
Can I say, like Nick said, and flip it around?
No, you cannot.
I am having such an I hate Sarah week. Well, that's too specific.
Yeah,
an I hate black people week.
I don't think you can say that.
No, honestly, imagine if I had even friends, let's say it was not even that adversarial, 3, 4, 6 friends around the office that happen to be black, and I got triggered 2 or 3 things they said, maybe even a conversation with like 2 or 3 of them at a time. And I was like, I'm just having such an I hate black people. I'm done with y'all this week. Whatever.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's DEFCON 1.
Yes.